Hello there, everyone. Sam Leterna here, joined by Alyssa Marino, and we are going over everything related to day two of Wrestival 2022. As you guys know, Wrestival is taking place from the 29th of December until the 31st of December, a giant wrestling extravaganza, but we're covering everything going on the 30th, starting with Blitzkrieg, always the hard way. It's starting at 3 p.m. The tickets are $30. And Alyssa, I know you work very intimately with the roster members at Blitzkrieg on commentary. So let's break this down. We have VSK, the Bedlam champion, going head to head with someone who's made quite the stir on the East Coast since moving over here a couple of months ago, Andy Brown. So let's break down that match.
Yeah, this is a matchup that very well could have happened at Mercy Me just a month back, because Andy Brown made a very bold statement. He approached VSK after his successful title defense against CPA at Mercy Me, and fans started chanting like, "Get a ref, ring the bell." Like, oof. We were ready. We were ready. It did get a bit physical between VSK and Andy Brown. The locker room actually had to come out and rush the ring to keep them separated. So this is a big one. This is really exciting. This has been a really meteoric rise for Andy Brown. Had an incredible matchup against Anthony Green at Limit Blitz. It's so fun. Had another stellar matchup and a victory over Brad Cashew on night 2 of Limit Blitz. And then most recently won that number 1 contenders opportunity against Travis Huckabee. So very quickly, though he does have a potty mouth and you never know what he's going to say, Andy Brown has really quickly fallen in with the fans of Blitzkrieg Pro. I know he's going to have that energy behind him. But VSK has also had such a grip on the Bedlam Championship. So it really is anyone's game, but I know that this is a big one for both contenders.
Absolutely. VSK started out at Blitzkrieg in 2016, so he's been there a while. He's familiar with everything Blitzkrieg, but started out as a tag wrestler, transitioned into a singles wrestler at Blitzkrieg, eventually got his hands on that Bedlam Championship. And I think that he has no intentions of letting go. But if Andy Brown has anything to say about it, we could see a new Blitzkrieg Bedlam champion. We'll have to wait and see. Will Andy Brown get his first East Coast title? I personally think so. Alyssa, I have a feeling you agree with me.
I am rooting for the thick daddy, though I will be, of course, unbiased and focused while I'm on the call.
Yes.
We have an awesome broadcast team over there with Johnny Torres, Hot Scoop Skyler, Gabe K. Fabian, and Top Shelf Troy. So really excited to be joining that broadcast. I know it's going to be a lot of fun. Because you know what else we have, Sam?
What else do we have, Alyssa?
We have ladder hell between MSP, Miracle Generation, CDC, and Locked and Loaded. And we're just going to leave it at that, because that in itself, ladder hell. If you're not sold
it sells itself.
And if you aren't sold on like the championship match, you're sold on ladder hell. Come on.
And if you're not sold on ladder hell, there's one more match that could be taking place at Blitzkrieg, and that is Alec Price versus Alex Shelley. If Shelley and Price happen, I think that this is going to be like a match of the year contender potentially. We know that Shelley has basically made it his business to kind of rear some of the young guys in the business, having matches against Daniel Garcia, Lee Moriarty, Masha Slamovich, Nick Wayne. The list goes on, but he hasn't gone head to head with Alec. And I think that there's a lot of comparisons here, both innovative in their own rights. This will be a clash of generations for sure.
Absolutely. Alex Shelley, such an incredible talent, such experience, such a seasoned competitor, highly decorated, and, former IWTV world champion as well. And this is another person that has a very busy weekend in Alex Shelley. But Alec Price, like you said, such a star on the rise, and really, I think is unstoppable. So if all goes well for Ultimo X at Wrestling Open, this is going to be a cannot miss match at Blitzkrieg Pro.
Fingers crossed that Ultimo X gets the job done. We're rooting for you, whoever you are. We have blind faith in you. But speaking of blind faith, there's a lot that's going to be going on at IWTV Class of 2022. Top of mind is the T4 Summit, but I actually want to get into the IWTV Independent Invitational. We know that we're going to have some people appearing from all over the country. So this is going to be a convergence of people who don't necessarily get to go head to head in the ring together a lot. We'll have Hoodfoot, Trisha Dora, Matt Tremont making another appearance, AC Mack, Alex Shelley again. Yes, a busy weekend for Shelley,
Yeah.
Tracy Williams, people like this. So what do you think, with so much on the line, that these competitors are going to, the lengths these competitors are going to go to get the win?
Well, when you think about it here, we have the currently vacant IWTV Independent Championship. Someone is going to be crowned the 13th IWTV Independent World Champion. And four of the competitors in this gauntlet match are former IWTV Independent Champions. So I think that there's a lot riding on people like AC Mack, our most recent champion in this gauntlet. Reigned for almost 300 days before losing to Cruel. Warhorse, longest reigning champion, took us through the pandemic, over 500 days.
And
Alex,
he never got his rematch. He never got his rematch.
So when we think about it, these are factors, these are driving forces behind former champions. But then you also have competitors like, Adam Priest, such a versatile competitor, a staple of the South. Trisha Dora, who just makes waves upon waves. Pan-African World Diaspora champion, Army veteran. Recently announced she'll be returning to Japan in January to kick off the new year. Hoodfoot, a super brutal competitor who has gone through wars and lived to tell the tales. He said online that he's going to end this year as the independent wrestling champion. So there are lots of factors, and I think that it's the pride, it's the prestige, it's the lineage of etching your name amongst these former champions that is really, I think, a strong motivator for all of these competitors in the gauntlet.
Most certainly, and you never know. We could see a two-time IWTV Independent Wrestling champ.
Mm-hmm.
You never know, but we're certainly going to see a first ever champion in the form of whomever wins those IWTV tag team titles. Those are so amazing looking, might I say. The aesthetic is great. It makes me want to get back in the ring just to be able to put that around my waist. But I'm good. I'll stay here doing this with you. More fun. Way more fun. More safe.
More safe, but I know you're also going to be competing in the Pizza Party Pro Pop Floors Lava match. So
exactly. And I might have some burns after that. We'll have to wait and see, guys. But getting back to the T4 Summit, it's going to be taking place at Class of 2022. We'll be seeing 4 quarterfinal matches and 2 semifinal tag matches. So let's break down the quarterfinal matches. First up, we have Violence is Forever taking on MSP. My picks to win this personally are MSP, just because I feel like a win at the T4 Summit and then getting the IWTV Tag Team Championships potentially could really cement their legacy in the Northeast. They have been a tag team for 6 years. They work like such a well-oiled machine, but in the same token, so do Violence is Forever. So this is going to be a really evenly stacked match.
Yeah, both have such incredible cohesion. I think MSP usually are a little bit more fun loving and happy go lucky, and I think it's just the vibe, it is the energy that they bring, whereas Violence is Forever I think is a little bit more nose to the grind, make it hurt kind of thing, which might just prove to be very effective for them as they could potentially advance in the T4 Summit. It's tough. I'm a big fan of MSP, but I think that the level of seriousness that Violence is Forever is bringing to the table could be a game changer.
That's true. I don't know if they're going to be able to actually keep holding all of those belts the more that they accrue,
Sure.
But I digress. Let's get into Miracle Generation versus TIAB, to Infinity and Beyond. We've got 2 young guys that actually show a lot of shades of TIAB from when they were significantly younger. And I think this is going to be a high intensity match. Everyone is a jumping being in that match. They're going to be quite literally going off the ropes, but maybe even off the White Eagle walls. We'll have to see. TIAB had two really competitive matches with Brick City recently, proving themselves in that way. We know Miracle Generation, they are just on top of the world this year, being, contenders for just about every major title around. So who's your pick to win?
So I would say, with my full chest, Miracle Generation, if they were not going to be fresh off of Steel Cage Mayhem the night before. So I feel
Yeah.
like that can be obviously incredibly draining, incredibly physical. I feel like that could play a factor into just how fresh and springy they may be feeling.
Yeah.
To Infinity and Beyond are, again, a very well-oiled machine. Two men that just know each other so well, have been working together for so long, have traveled together, but the same could be said of Miracle Generation. I'm going to give experience edge to Infinity and Beyond, and I'm only saying it because I think Miracle Generation could be a little worse for wear coming out of Steel Cage Mayhem.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and agree with you on that because I have a feeling that it could be just a major upset to see at the White Eagle if To Infinity and Beyond were to get one over, pull the wool over Miracle Generation, whom we love, of course.
Yeah.
It's going to C4 versus Culture Inc. Now, these are two teams that are kind of the wild cards, in my opinion. We have Rosas and Chun from the West Coast representing Prestige. And of course, we have Culture Inc. from the South. I believe they're in Texas now, but they're Florida natives. I've seen Culture Inc. here and there at Wrestling Open, but neither of these teams are really familiar with that turf, or with each other. We know that C4, they are, or they were rather, two-time tag team champions at Prestige, the inaugural champions of that promotion, and Culture Inc., Knight and Bow City, two incredibly athletic individuals, training under an awesome learning tree in Booker T. So I don't really know who my pick should be. I kind of want to go with Culture Inc. because I think that they might surprise everyone and blow C4 out of the water.
I will only disagree on this one because I have had the pleasure of seeing C4 live and in person. I've seen what they can do over on the West Coast, and I feel like they are such volatile and explosive, no pun intended, competitors. They have such an incredible cohesion together that I really think that this could drive them forward through the T4 Summit. So this is the only one I won't agree with you on.
You don't have to agree on everything, Alyssa. It's okay, but great minds do think alike. Great minds also disagree sometimes. We'll have to make side bets about who we think is going to win and put like $5 down.
It's true. We'll have a little friendly gambling competition.
Ooh. I don't encourage gambling, guys, but do your thing responsibly. We certainly will. We'll have to see which of these four teams wind up competing in the semifinal tag matches at IWTV Class of 22. I certainly cannot wait. You guys can get your tickets on shopiwtv.com. They are $30, and it's going to be live on IWTV at 7 p.m. on the 30th of December. But moving on to Prestige Wrestling, I am so excited that Prestige is coming to the East Coast for Wrestival because they have made such an impression on me personally. I love Prestige. They're an awesome company, and the kinds of matches that they've been putting together are just dream matches that I feel like a lot of people haven't even thought were possible during the pandemic, but Prestige is making it happen. Top of mind for me is Jody Threat versus Willow Nightingale. We're going to be seeing the debut of Jody Threat at Prestige, coming all the way down to Canada to the East Coast to compete for a West Coast promotion. Love that. And then Willow Nightingale has competed for Prestige 2 times this year, but she has not gotten a victory at Prestige yet. We know that she's on a tear. She's had, a barn burner of a match with Trish Adora at Final Battle. This seems like it's Willow's year. She's accomplishing her dreams, getting signed to AEW, but a win has evaded her at Prestige.
This is true. But if I'm correct, I don't think a win evaded her. The only other singles matchup that she had with Jody Threat, which was at WWR Plus back this past March. I would have to double check on that. But yes, the two did face earlier this year at WWR Plus, Jody Threat and Willow. But I'm really excited because just a few months can make a world of difference. As you've said, Willow has been accomplishing so many goals on her list, and Jody Threat even just won the Barrie Wrestling Championship in Ontario and has been wrapping up her final Canadian events. And now she's going to be coming back down to the U.S. We got to see a lot more of her in the U.S. over the past year and some change. So it's really been a breath of fresh air to see more of the Wild Child. I'm really excited to see these two tangle up once more for a West Coast promotion on the East Coast.
Yes, that's a tongue twister. That can get complicated.
Geography be damned, you know?
Yes, yes. But another match that I'm super excited about, mentioning C4 again, they're going to be going head to head, another first time match with the Brick City boys, Jay Cruz and Victor Chase. I feel like this is a really big opportunity for Brick City to break out of the Northeast scene and really get some eyes on them in other parts of the country. These two big boy hosses are going to go head to head with Chun and Rosas, and I think it's going to be an explosive, explosive battle.
Yes, and I totally agree with that because it really can just bring a different set of eyes, you know, someone that maybe wasn't familiar with Wrestling Open and is going to be seeing, you know, the energy of the White Eagle via IWTV for the first time. That's going to be huge just to get more eyes on Brick City Boys. Obviously, fans of Prestige are very, you know, familiar with C4. But vice versa. I think that we may have some Prestige fans that now are going to be pursuing Wrestling Open, or some, you know, Beyond fans that are going to be checking out Prestige. This is great synergy. We love it.
That's the beautiful thing about the Wrestival. There's something for everyone, and you discover new wrestlers, new promotions, to, of course, go ahead and support independent wrestling because it is so vital. It's not just the stuff you watch on television every week, people. The indies are where wrestling lives. But not to mention C4, they actually, I think they really are going to want to keep their momentum because at the last Prestige show, they actually entered into the Territory Tag Tournament and moved forward. So they're actually looking to get their third tag team championship at Prestige. So I think that momentum is really going to fuel them to maybe get the victory, especially in an unfamiliar territory where they want to prove themselves as well. So ultimately, this match is going to be a proving ground for both teams.
And also, too, C4 is going to be coming fresh off of that T4 Summit quarterfinal and potentially semifinal matchup just at Class of 2022, which will have happened right before Prestige is the Things We Carry. One of the other matches from the Things We Carry that everyone has been buzzing about, I don't think there's a way to not talk about it. Motor City Machine Guns versus the American Wolves. Absolutely incredible. This is so fantastic. You know, these are teams that have faced in the past. You know, most recently it was Motor City Machine Guns being victorious over American Wolves over the summer at Ric Flair's last match. But these are two teams with so many accolades, so many championships to their names, and we get to see them clash here. I mean, Shelley himself is a two-time Prestige champion. Mm-hmm. He and Sabin have held championships at Impact, for New Japan Strong, for Ring of Honor, IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. The list is, there's so much. And then the American Wolves, two-time ROH World Tag Team Champions, as well as multi-time TNA World Tag Team Champions through the 20
Mm-hmm.
teens. This is two teams, four individuals, just so much talent, experience, and stylistically so intricate. It's a can't miss. You need to see it.
It is can't miss. And who do you think is going to be on the other side of the winning end of this match? I personally think that the current Impact Tag Team Champions, Motor City Machine Guns, are going to be the winners in this. You know, they've just been on a tear recently, quite frankly. They work great together, great separately. But I really do think that they're going to go 2 for 2 against the American Wolves.
I very well could see it happening as well. But damn it if it's not going to be enjoyable to watch whatever the hell happens.
We've got to remember, though, Eddie Edwards is from Massachusetts. And I know that the people in Massachusetts remember Eddie Edwards from when he was competing on the Indies. So he's definitely going to have that home field advantage. And I'm sure they're going to give some love to Davey Richards as well by proxy. And because Davey Richards is awesome. He's not from Massachusetts, but he's still awesome.
so awesome. There's so much awesomeness in that matchup. I think it's a great way to kind of end your night two of Wrestival. There is going to be such a hum and electricity in the air that I am just very much excited to witness in person. And I feel like it'll be coming through IWTV as well. You're going to get some little
I
jolts
think it
off
will,
of it.
but if I were the people watching at home, I would most certainly catch the entire Wrestival weekend, either on IWTV, but if you're feeling froggy, come join us in person. Alyssa and myself are going to be there. Tickets to Prestige are $30, by the way, but the whole weekend package is also available on shop.IWTV.com. So please check it out, guys, and stay tuned because we're going to be coming at you with day 3 Wrestival preview shortly. So thank you for me and Alyssa Marino. We'll see you soon.